Hi guys, happy solstice. Happy shortest day of the year. Not shortest by like how many hours there are, because there's still 24. But shortest is like the least amount of light, and from here it's like digging out of the hole. So, happy solstice. Here's to the light. Anyway, so a solstice fairy dropped a present off on my doorstep. So I'm going to open this with you guys. Yeah. So I brought, I don't know, these are soda pops. Root beer, which is the Henry Weinhard's root beer. Should be easy to find nationally. And then there's this one, which is Flying Cauldron Butterscotch Beer. It's a butterscotch cream soda, non-alcoholic. The root beer has a lot of flavor. The butterscotch is a little bit more nuanced, so I will start with this one. So today I went to work. Started off pretty good. Almost caught myself on fire. But I smelled it before something bad happened. So that's good. Yay for having a sniffer and not being stuffed up. So what had happened is our vacuum is a backpack vacuum, and it has an extension cord. It doesn't have like an actual cord itself, like it's got this much cord and you plug it in, and then there's a switch on that cord too. So you plug in an extension cord, and that's easier to replace when things fray for like 10, 15 bucks or whatever. So in the spot where I don't have any power cords, nothing right here. Ooh, I do have one. So what happened was, and this is exactly right, because the female end plugs into our vacuum. So the female end plugs in, and then this loops up and goes through a holder. And then this is held here, and then this is just kind of attached to the power outlet. Well, anyway, what happened is that this bends a lot, and a lot of current goes through a vacuum cleaner. If any of you guys have ever unplugged your vacuum and like the power cord, the cord to your vacuum was warm, it's because AC motors draw a lot of current, and current is what makes the heat. So like when you have a heater, it is a high resistance coil that makes heat, and then the air blows across it. So that's how electricity heats, is current. So voltage times resistance equals current, I think is how it goes. I don't remember, man. I don't remember the principles. I just remember that you get a lot of current and you get hot spots. So anyway, so the power cord heats up on a regular basis. You're just moving around, vacuuming things, and you kind of work the power cord. Like it from it being hot, the insulation is more likely to rip or spin around or whatever. And what ended up happening is the insulation had torn through, and I believe the grounding wires were splitting, but it was getting to the point. So inside of a power cord, you've got like the outside insulation, and then inside of that there's 2 wires or 3, and then like the positive and the negative and the ground. So positive and negative are inside of their own insulators, with ground wrapped up in the power cord. Anyway, so like the way that this thing had worked loose, it was working through the second batch of insulators, and I smelled baby powder, and then I smelled hot plastic, And that was about the time that the vacuum like turned off and turned on. Turned off and turned on. And I was like, duh, this is the sign of bad things happening. And the last time that it had done such things, the switch on another vacuum cleaner like started letting smoke out, which is bad news. So I like immediately shut everything off and throw the backpack off myself and run to the wall and unplug the thing, going, no, what's going on? The best way to put out an electrical fire is to turn off the power. Kind of like the best way to put out a grease fire is to cut off the oxygen, put a lid on it. If the lid fits, awesome. If the lid is too big, that's okay. If the lid is too small, at least you're cutting down some of the oxygen, and then you can baking soda on top of that, which smothers more of the oxygen. But anyway, Class Charlie fire is electrical fire, and you cut the power first. So anyway, so I cut the power, and turned out that it was the power cord, not the switch, thankfully, which means our vacuum still works, and all that I needed was a new power cord. But anyway, so today started good till I almost lit myself on fire because I smelled the ozone, hot plastic. They're very different smells, and I smelled them both, and it was just like, ah! Like, panic mode hits in. Certain smells that can trigger an anxiety panic thing, and from my time in the military of working with electronics, hot plastic and ozone mean that either like you've got a hot circuit board, your radar is starting to melt, all of the above. So that is kind of a smell that triggers a massive reaction in me. But anyway, ramble, ramble, ramble. So I stopped for a beer. First, I was gonna go pick up my studded tires tonight, and I didn't have enough room yet because of the bottles and cans. So, and I was gonna run in this morning and turn in some bottles and cans, and run in tonight and turn in some bottles and cans, and make room in the back of my truck. But I didn't, as I suck at existing. So, I called them and said, I'll be in Friday morning, which is tomorrow morning for me. So I took care of that. And I also sent some suggestions of things that I would like for Christmas to my mom. It was sheets for my bed, because a lot of my sheets have holes in them, which is whatever. They still function. That's fine. In due time, I will replace them. I told her that soft fuzzies are really nice, and some nice crisp sheets would be great for summer. And if she got me flannel sheets, I would love her, because she would be the best mom that I have. And my dad is never remarried. My dad's never, maybe he's married before he met my mom, to the gal named Leslie. I don't know. It's weird that our parents had these entire lives that were weird and convoluted before we showed up, and there's like details and people that we've never ever met. But anyway, but no, after my mom and dad split, I don't think my dad ever dated anybody that I know of, as far as I know. Anyway, so my mom's really my only mom, but I told her that she would be my favoritist mom. She got me flannel sheets. And I sent her a suggestion for something else too. Don't remember. Anyway, oh, it was for this burner that you can plug in those Coleman green, the little green propanes, or butane, which is like a spray bottle can that you can. So it was this burner that it's like a countertop burner, like those induction burners that you can pull out and set on your counter. Except for that it was a dual fuel propane or butane. And so I sent her that as a suggestion. Or sheets, because, you know, you gotta, if you're asking for things from people who don't know what to get you, you have to give them options and they can pick and choose. Not necessarily these ones, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, so I sent those email, text message, Facebook messengers to my mom, whatever it was. And then I headed down to town, turned in some bottles and cans. $14.30, $14.40 is the maximum. But I was like, I'm not going to search through my truck and find one can just to get the maximum. So, bum, bum, bum. And then when I was done with that, I was, where did I drive? I headed down. So our town is little. There's only 2 main streets that go through town, Broadway and Main Street. And Main Street doesn't have a lot of stuff on it. Broadway has a lot of stop signs, and all the businesses in the town are on Broadway. So, I was driving down Broadway because I was coming out of the grocery store, and I spotted my uncle's truck, and I was like, ooh, let's spin around the block. So I went around the block and came back, and there was a family friend that was there, and I was like, okay, let's swing in and have a beer, because it's been like months since I was able to go to this pub with 30 beverages on tap. 32 if you count the 2 non-alcoholic beverages that they have on tap. And so I went in there and I bought myself a beer. Yay. And family friend is the one who dropped off the solstice package. So anyway, so what did I get? I got $14 for turning in bottles and cans today. Let's get in, y'all. 50, 60, 75, 84 bucks is what I have here. Lápiz, lápiz. ¿Dónde es mi lápiz? Okay, so what do we have? We have 84, because I added 14 bucks to it. 14 and 83 comes out to 94, 5, 6, 7. 97 plus another 0.30. So that brings us to 370, because 4 and 3 makes 7. We just learned that when I was looking for the 97. So 7 and 3 is 10, so that's $100 that I have sent through those little can counting machines. So that's kind of cool. I have 84 bucks here though. Because at the first time I turned them in, that was $6, and I used that to pay back the pets fund from my rainy day fund. And then at one point I bought some baby wipes to be able to wipe my hands. I figured that the baby wipes were the cans paying for the cans to get done and me not to have gross hands afterwards. And I loaned $5 to a coworker out of that. So that is why this is 6, 11, 12, 13-ish dollars less. So there's our totals. Can you see that? 97, 84, and $3.70 in coinage. That's pretty crazy. Yes, I only had one beer. I ate pretty well today. I grabbed carrots out of this bag of carrots. I had one little carrot, and then I had this one big carrot, like baby arm carrot. course, I'm like the only female who works around a lot of dudes. And one guy said, wow, that's a pretty big carrot. Did you grow that yourself? I was like, no, I bought it like this. And he goes, the thing's huge. And I said, yeah, like a baby's arm. And he goes, that's not what my wife would have referred to it as. I was like, if your wife is doing things with baby arms, that's kind of gross. But whatever, to each their own. Unless it involves a real baby, and then that's like a felony. But anyway, so then another coworker said, wow, that's a massive carrot you've got there. And I was like, yes. Are you jealous? Dude turned red. Like, ah! Like, wasn't expecting me to go there. But anyway, that was hilarious. That was like highlight of the day after I almost lit myself on fire, and then I got to shame some dude for referring to this carrot that I was eating as a large carrot. That was, I don't know. It was just funny. It was funny. It was excellent execution, and the funny little 21-year-old Mormon kid just like, what? She's okay to joke with? I'm okay to joke with unless you bring up me doing things on things, or you talk about other people doing things on things. You can joke about something looks like a something. That's fine. You can sort of tell a story about something you did that didn't involve somebody else. I'll be uncomfortable, but you're not degrading somebody else's character, so whatever. You're just a fucking creep. But anyway, so it was really pretty fun to get the guy to go speechless. Anyway, that was funny. It was funny. It was a really good thing randomly to happen today. I think I might be a little bit buzzed. Solstice fairy. See what solstice fairy delivered. Oh, it's a mason jar. Ooh. You see that? It's from the freezer. It's cold outside, but it's not like that cold. Can you see it? Pause now and put your answer down in the comments. I'm joking. You don't have to do that. I really, whatever. Sweet pesto from 2017. This guy has a massive garden. Like, he's got, I think it's like 16-foot fences. 14, 12, something. I don't know. They're really tall fences around his garden. It's all raised beds. His ex-wife she's not a paraplegic, but I mean, she could walk using sticks. She had braces on her legs. She was normal until there was a horse accident. She was riding a horse up or down a hill, and horse lost its footing and rolled over the top of her. But anyway, so she got some spinal cord damage, lots of rehab and therapy and things, and she could walk with braces, but she mostly preferred doing things on her in her wheelchair. She had a wheelchair that was like, off-roady. Anyway, so she'd go out to her garden and do off-roady wheelchair stuff. So that's why the raised beds are really high. And then around the outside of his garden, he has like this cage that like like a moat, but it's like a cage instead of a hole full of water. And they used to run their chickens in there. So the chickens wouldn't be in the garden, but the chickens could run around the outside of the garden and eat all the slugs and the pill bugs. potato bugs, the little roly-polies that you poke them and they armadillo and turn into a little pill. Potato bugs, I think is the other name for them. And anyway, it's like these chickens would run around and eat all the stuff. But he always has one raised bed every year that's full of basil. So it's sweet basil pesto. Which is awesome. It's awesome. Yay, solstice fairy. Thanks for the pesto. So anyway, all my Christmas packages are wrapped. Tomorrow in the AM, I am going to go get my studded tires. I guess there's a severe weather warning. I have to look into that and make sure what is going on, whether or not I'll even end up out in Eastern Oregon. So that's fun. Because like I said in the last video, there was a wind tunnel, basically. That is the Columbia Gorge. And so out of that comes a lot of cold weather. Right now we are currently at freezing, just above freezing. We might be at 33 or 34. The grass is a tiny bit crunchy, but mostly in spots that didn't get sunshine. So it's not quite at frozen. And then on the top of the sodas that I brought in, there was water. I keep my sodas outside in the winter because, well, right now, it's not super Siberia frozen outside, but it's like, it's nice. You don't have to clog up your refrigerator and everything stays cold. So there is a cold front here, and I don't know if severe weather is going to come down here. But anyway, my sister's freaking out about it because she's coming down from Tri-Cities, Washington. I think they're in Kennewick, specifically. And she thinks that they will die if they go on the road. Whatever. Anyway, it's not up to me. They just have to do what they need to do. She and her husband. Anyway, so severe weather warning. I have to watch that. Tomorrow is a pizza party, which means I should probably make some dough, gluten-free dough tonight. And that way it'll be ready to go. I can bring it over and drop it off and they can start doing stuff. Because I won't be home until like 5:30 is when I get off work. So it'll probably be 6:30 by the time I get in. And they're expecting people there by 6 o'clock. So I should probably make dough now. Let it rise tonight and then stick it in the fridge tonight and then let it rise during the day. Maybe. We'll see. We will see what happens. Anyway. So, gluten-free pizza crust. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'll probably watch some YouTube. It is now like 9:30. So I'll watch probably a couple of YouTube videos, depending on how long they are, and start working my way to bed. Maybe I'll eat some food. I have some broccoli that I rehydrated. You know how like you get a limp carrot and you cut it up and you stick it in cold water and it gets crunchy again? I did that with some broccoli. So I'll probably cook that up. And what will I eat with it? Have some ham. I have a pork roast I need to cook. Pork roast sounds like it'll take a while. Maybe if I medallion it up. Maybe that's what I'll do tonight. I will put that in some teriyaki sauce. You know, soy sauce and honey. A little bit of ginger. Basically teriyaki sauce. Soy sauce and honey. Anyway, alright. Night, guys. I don't know what I'm going to make. Maybe I'll have some pesto. Pesto pasta. Ooh. So I'm on this Facebook group called Frugal Family Food, I think it's called. And somebody posted this video from a group that does videos. What was it called? Hard Up Meals. No. Struggle Meals. And every meal that they make is less than $3 per plate. So this one was pastas. So they made a red sauce pasta and they made a broccoli-based pasta. Broccoli-based sauce for a pasta. So anyway, it looked like it was pretty good. Maybe I'll cook up some pasta and broccoli and some olive oil and slice up some onion and garlic. That sounds really good. And I do have some pasta sauce that I could portion out and stick into the freezer, like pull out the jar and eat some and put the rest in the freezer. That'd be good. Sounds like I'm eating pasta. Pasta with veggies in it. Okay. Night, guys.